So the other day, I was moseying along on modthesims.com when I stumbled across the Better Sims mod. Now, I personally am always looking for mods that quote-unquote add some personality and uniqueness to my Sims and overall just kind of strengthen the game. There is a lot that went into this mod, so much information that I'm not quite sure that I'll be able to cover in a simple review. So for that reason, I'm actually going to read off all of the information to you just in the event that I do forget something. I also myself want to have a better grasp of how this mod works because it can be quite complex. At least that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from it. It says, are you tired of having to decide every single detail of your Sims' lives? This mod was created to help your Sims become individuals. To achieve that, the following features were added. Complementary traits, now general traits that can be found in Create a Sim. These traits were created in a similar way as game traits to avoid overrides and glitches. Trait conflicts and animations were added. We have free-spirited. Basically, it is a lifestyle trait. These Sims lie a carefree lifestyle. They can get tense if they spend a long time period in high school or a regular job. Illogical, it's an emotional trait where Sims are bad at all mental skills and struggle to become focused. Uncreative, another emotional skill that basically makes Sims really bad at all types of creative skills and rarely feel inspired. Unfunny, these Sims are really bad at making and catching jokes and rarely become playful. Ooh, occult enthusiast, a lifestyle trait for those Sims who are obsessed with other Sim life states. Base game trait whose functionalities expand when you have more DLC. Talents. Skills in The Sims 4 are sometimes too easy to master, so I tried to balance them out to make things more interesting. In real life, everybody learns skills at a different rate, and this feature of the mod was created to balance skill learning in The Sims 4. As soon as your game loads, your Sim will be given a one of the 4 skill learning traits: slow learner, regular, fast learner, and prodigy. These traits are here to make every Sim's experience different. Some Sims will have a hard time learning stuff than others, but things like having a good childhood or loving a particular activity will make it more enjoyable for your Sim. Color, fashion choices, and style preferences. When the game loads, your Sim has a chance to get a color and a style preference trait depending on his or her traits. For now, this is just a hint on what your Sim likes and won't affect their behavior or mood in the game, but I plan to add more functionalities in the future. Personal opinion, even if it's just a hint, I really like this feature. Location preferences. When the game loads, your Sim has a chance to get a world preference trait depending on his or her traits. This will affect your Sim's mood and their life choices. If they are a Newcrest resident and live in another world, then they might have a harder time making friends or waking up with the wrong foot. At some point, they will get the want to move to their dream home, where they will get advantages and feel better. Please note, your Sim's preferences, just like in real life, are prone to change and develop after some time. Growing up, they might get the I'm a new Sim moodlet, indicating that they changed their mind about something. Hobbies and skill system. Children and older. When your Sim tries a new hobby or skill for the first time, they will get a moodlet letting you know it was their first time. After that, depending on their traits, they can get a love skill, hate skill, and other distinct traits that affect their mood, autonomy, whims, and influence their life choices. Life choices system. At any point, your Sim will get a special moodlet indicating what direction they want to take their life in. Things like leave high school, change their look, move to Oasis Springs, become a bodybuilder, leave their spouse, or other life-changing actions. High school choices. Sims with high grades might want to graduate early after some time with an A grade. With my mod, they will be able to make that decision and take some free time before they age up to young adults. Sims with an F grade and their free spirit trait might want to leave high school. This decision will influence their work performances, but don't worry, there are other ways to earn money in The Sims. Aspiration choices. At some point in their lives, Sims might get a want to become a certain aspiration. This will help you figure out what type of Sims they are. Lifetime aspirations. Inspired by the Lifetime Aspirations by Kai, I reworked how aspirations function in The Sims 4. Now there are 10 types of aspirations. Basics. This one's new. This is where the figure it out aspiration is. And it is meant to be a base aspiration to help Sims decide what they like. We've got career driven, which is also new. For aspirations directed towards career success, the fitness and food aspirations are located here. Every career path has its own aspiration. We've got deviance, family, creativity, fortune. We also have knowledge, nature, popularity, love. Change aspiration bonus. In the vanilla game, once your sim is created, they get a bonus trait based on their picked aspiration. This can't be changed even when switching aspirations. I added a fix for that in the Better Sims menu. Honestly, I would have never even known that if it wasn't for this mod. I literally had no freaking clue. Secondary aspiration. But what if my sim gets another aspiration choice? Should I change it every time? After your sim gets a want to become or do something aspiration related, the outcome is up to you. You can choose to change the aspiration and fix the aspiration bonus trait, or you can use a secondary aspiration option in the Better Sims menu. Aspiration life choices unlock special traits called secondary aspirations that will affect whims and autonomy. You can select one secondary aspiration at a time and access it through the menu, the Better Sims secondary aspirations menu. Okay, basically in a nutshell, I'm so tired of saying aspirations, I'm like starting to say it wrong. Better Sims menu. This feature adds options in your Sims menu to help manage your Sims preference and traits. Note, if your sim has got only one aspiration choice, you'll see it through the secondary aspiration option in the main Better Sims menu, like in the picture. This is how menus work in the game by default. I cannot believe reading off all the information took me 9 freaking minutes. I know that you probably don't want to sit through all the jibber jabber, but I'm telling you, definitely at least go back and look at those notes, because it will make a hell of a lot more sense if you do. And it's honestly worth the little audiobook. I'll be real, because without it, I don't think I would know what to even look at or what to look for, I suppose. So here we are with my Alfino household. I will have you create a sim on this particular family, which is a part of my UrbanSims save here soon, hopefully. I just gotta, throw it together and put it up. So first and foremost, I wanted to kind of take a look through everybody's info panel. So we're gonna hop into the Simology, and first we're checking out Richard Alfino, who is an elder. I did notice he has the star material reward trait. Some Sims are just born with a shining star, illuminating their path, and Richard is one of them. He also has a preppy style, which is so true. When I created him, I didn't even mean to, but dead ass, it was in my head, but it's so cool that this mod actually picked up on that. He also loves the color black, and he is a Willow Creek resident, meaning that's kind of where he wants to stay. This is where he was born. This is where he's gonna die, and nobody can tell Richie nothing. So we're gonna move on to his wife Pearl, who just cooked a nice plate of donuts. It says that she has more of a boho style, which I wouldn't necessarily say is true, but I can definitely pick up on the vibe. She also loves the color brown, and that's pretty much all that we know about her at the moment. Moving on to their granddaughter, Marissa. Ooh, okay. So she's actually a fast learner. Here we see the learning skills portion of this particular mod. She does have a feminine fashion, which I personally don't agree with. I think she's kind of a little more just neutral. She wears what she likes, but according to the mod, she has a feminine fashion. She does want to move to Oasis Springs, and she loves the color orange. I love the fact that Sims now actually have favorite colors. So speaking of her wanting to move to Oasis Springs, it says another day here. Marissa can't stop counting days to move out of here. So it seems like she wants to she wants to go. She wants to move to Oasis Springs. Now, I'll talk more about that in just a second, the worlds and stuff. But I also noticed here she has a happy moodlet for reading for the first time. Those were Marissa's first steps into the world of reading. This activity could be her new favorite thing to do, or the worst thing she has ever tried. I also had Pearl. She ended up actually, cooking for the first time. And so I don't know if she ended up getting any type of moodlet for that, but I don't actually see it. So I'm gonna hop in to create a sim really quick with you guys, and we're gonna check out some of the brand new complementary traits. Another mod that I highly suggest that you pick up is the More Cast Trait Slots mod by Pancake One. Essentially, what it does is it gives you more trait slots for your Sims, which I think is really, really, really important. I don't know why we don't have more trait slots at this point, especially when creating more well-rounded Sims that have negative traits, positive traits, hobbies. Like, we have literally 4 different categories, and in most instances, like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 trait slots. It literally makes no sense. So I actually do have some custom traits in by Kiara Sims, hence the doubling up of the free spirit trait. In the beginning, I did read off all of the trait descriptions to you guys and kind of what is their cause and effect, pro and con. So if you are interested, you can either read the doc or you can go to the beginning of the video. But I really do feel like Marissa is a free spirited sim. And because we are applying this trait to her, I'm gonna go ahead and read it off to you. These Sims lie a carefree lifestyle. They get tense if they spend a long period of time in high school or a regular job. There's also another lifestyle trait down here, and it is called occult enthusiast. I'll go ahead and let you guys pause the video if you want to read that. I do believe we have a few different emotional traits available as well. So we've got logical, basically these Sims are bad at all mental skills. And then we have unfunny, which I'm pretty sure is self-explanatory. And then I do believe we also have uncreative, but it conflicts with her creative base game trait. So obviously I can't add that one in. I don't know. I don't really feel like there's any other traits here that apply to Marissa. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of like just, you know, move on to the next. I definitely feel like, I hate to do this to Pearl, but I definitely feel like she is pretty unfunny. And then these Sims are really bad at making and catching jokes and really become playful. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her that. This icon though is kind of like, it looks a little custom content-y to me. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but whatever. For Richard Alfino, I definitely feel like he would probably be well, I don't know if he would be uncreative, but for the simple fact of this video, actually, you know what? No, maybe, yeah, we'll give him the uncreative trait. These Sims are really bad at all types of creative skills and rarely feel inspired. While we're in cast, let's go and check out the brand new aspirations. The first one is underneath basics, and it is called Figure It Out. Not everyone knows what they want to do as soon as they become teenagers. This Sim is finding himself right now and figuring out what it is that he wants from life. I feel like he already knows. He's an elder. He's got it figured out. However, Marissa, on the other hand, I feel is still very much figuring it out. So I'm going to go ahead and give her that aspiration just because I think it fits her. Hello, Amazon truck. Yes, please. Just blare your little horn. I don't even know what the heck's going on. But if we go into career driven, holy freaking guacamole and queso. I don't even know how many we have in here. We've got like 15, 18, okay, different aspirations that are specifically career driven for particular career tracks. So you guys can go ahead and kind of filter through these. We've got business tycoon, master chef, master of the real, professional athlete, icon O class, champion and gamer. Hello, Mr. Potts. How you doing? So literally, you guys, like, I mean, that's crazy. That is so many different aspirations. Is there anything else that is in here that, like, I don't know. I think that's the only custom ones. Of course, I could be wrong. There might be like a few other ones in here maybe that I'm like glazing over and missing. But to be honest with you guys, holy freaking crap. That is literally so many. I truly don't ever think you're gonna get bored. Another aspect of this mod is talents. Now, the name is quite deceiving. It doesn't mean like talents like things that your Sims are good for, but rather the rate of which they learn skill. So upon booting up your Sims or your save file, once you've installed this mod, your Sims will actually learn at different rates. So your Sim can be a slow learner, they could be a normal learner, they could learn fast, or they could even be like a prodigy where they will basically blast through skills, which I think is amazing. So my sim, Richard, is just kind of like a normal learner, nothing too fancy. So it's not going to pop up in his panel, which is a little unfortunate. However, his wife, Pearl here, is actually a fast learner. So she will indeed learn quickly, or more quicklier than other sims. And I don't know if she'll get any type of moodlet or anything, kind of reflecting the fact that she is a fast learner. It doesn't appear to be so. However, Marissa, on the other hand, who just went to school, I'm going to actually have her come home. She too takes after her grandmother and is also a fast learner. So let me also go ahead and take you guys into the pie menu for the Better Sims so that I can go and kind of, with, you know, further detail, kind of explain to you guys like the different aspects of this mod. So underneath more choices, you'll get your very own little, you know, category for this particular mod. It says Better Sims. Underneath preferences, you can go and randomize your sim style. I've already gone over their style like in the beginning of this video, but just to kind of reiterate, originally, okay, Pearl Alfito here, she actually had a boho style, which I didn't feel fit her at all. I rolled it and then I got basic, which definitely made a lot more sense. You can also remove the style preference, but if you wanted to, underneath the cheat system, you could select it manually, meaning if you want your sim to be more into boho fashion, country, hipster, polished, preppy, rocker, you have all of these different choices available. So going back to color, same thing applies. You can randomize your Sims color preference if you don't feel like it suits them and you want to shoot for something different. You can remove it all together, or you can even go into the cheats panel and select it manually. I definitely feel like Pearl loving the color brown is very like reflective of who she is, but just for issues and giggles, I kind of want to change it to maybe, let's go and pick pink. She now loves the color pink. This is her favorite color. And then also in the Better Sims preference panel, you can randomize their location preference. So as you guys can see, Pearl loves, you know, living in Willow Creek. That's where her heart is, and that's where she likes to stay. But if your sim has a different preference, right, and they're in the opposing world, they're going to get a negative moodlet, and then eventually they might even get like a whim or a moodlet saying that they would like to move there. So let's go underneath the cheats panel again. I think I showed you guys everything. You have the options to kind of control exactly who your sims are if you don't want it to be random. The only thing I will say about the location preference situation is that if you have like other DLCs, for instance, my sim Marissa, she really wanted, that was like her aspiration, she really wanted to move to the big city. It'd be nice to see San Myshuno on this list, but unfortunately it's not there. So hopefully they update that in the future. Also, there is the option to kind of be neutral altogether if you want your sim not to have a preference. So let's just go and play with that a little bit. And now she's a resident of the world. These sims don't have a particular location preference, and I guess like your sims, if they, you know, for instance, live in an opposing world, so we live in Willow Creek, she really wants to move to Oasis Springs. If your sims have that going against them, it'll be harder for them to make friends, which I think is really cool. And also sometimes they might be in a bad mood because of it, and I like that. I love that realism for sure. So basically, the next thing to talk about is hobbies and skills. So I think it's really freaking incredible that we can have sims have more diverse personalities and even preferences and hobbies with the use of mods and also the use of the trait panel. So I did notice that Pearl here, she read the other day for the very first time, was super excited about it, got a little moodlet even, kind of like, you know, just being really enthusiastic about her experience. But in her trait panel, she got the loves reading reward trait. So when Pearl tried reading for the first time, she just knew it'd become her favorite thing to do. Here's the gag, you guys. There are so many different types of hobbies and skills. Like your sims, for instance, can hate cooking. They can love cooking. They can, you know, basically hate reading. Like there's just so many different ones to discover that honestly you have to have your sim go and explore the world around them to be able to find them personally. So I did notice that Richard here hates painting. And that is because the poor dude is uncreative. So literally, like, why would he like it? It honestly makes zero freaking sense. I feel so bad because we made these donuts the other day and nobody ate them. Like, nobody ate them at all. I kind of want to know if Richard would be into cooking, to be honest with you. So I kind of want him to serve a little bit of lunch. We're gonna go and create some mac and cheese. I feel like he can handle that. And so over time, you'll notice that these things will change. They'll evolve. You'll start actually getting more and more of these, you know, preferences and hobbies and things like that reflecting on the trait panel. So I think that's really cool as well. Another thing to point out is the aspiration, right? The aspirations that I mentioned earlier. So for figure it out, I'm going to hop into the actual trait itself so you guys can kind of get a more immersive look at it. So for figure it out, which I love this aspiration. I love the thought behind it. We are in my teens, right? So that's kind of where it starts. And it says try 6 different activities. Like, I actually love that. And then obviously if your sim discovers, oh my God, I love painting, you can kind of take that and mold that into the way that your sim lives their lives. They could become a painter or somebody who's a paint enthusiast or art enthusiast. Then we have my youth. Basically, you need to earn at least 8,000 simoleons. I need to find myself, have at least 10 friends, incomplete, become an elder. So I'm wondering if this will be something that is, more fleshed out in the future, or that's just kind of how it is. I would love to see my teens, my youth, my adulthood, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see some more checklists on the aspiration. But I love it. I really do. I think that is such a nifty way to get your sim to kind of come out of their shell a little bit, if you will. So, speaking of her having that aspiration, she actually has the learning about life reward tree, and it says Marissa is figuring out what she wants to do in life. So obviously we all know we're no stranger to the fact that depending on what aspiration you select for your sim in Create a Sim, they will get an exclusive reward trait reflecting that. So for instance, we have Richard here who wants a successful lineage. Obviously, because of that, he has gotten the domestic reward trait. Now, I guess when you switch aspirations, unbeknownst to me, these things don't change over. So I guess underneath the Better Sims cheat menu, you can, is it cheat menu or is it, change aspiration bonus trait? You can actually change it over manually. So maybe you don't necessarily want, your sim to be domestic just because they have a successful lineage. Maybe you want them to be, I don't know, like gregarious or something. You can change it that way. Or if you want to change your aspiration, but obviously you want the appropriate bonus trait, you can go in here manually and kind of change it yourself. You have access to literally every single one of those traits. So that's just something to keep in mind, because I personally did not even know that it didn't change over. I thought that was really weird. I did talk about this in the beginning of the video as well, but there's also the life choices system. Basically, in a nutshell, at any given moment, your sim could get a moodlet that basically tells you the direction in which they want to change their life. For instance, some sims can get the moodlet to want to, drop out of high school. Also, there can be a moodlet here and there saying, hey, I would like to change my aspiration. Maybe they don't identify with their aspiration anymore. So I really think this mod is going to be fantastic for those players who feel like they need something to kind of motivate them to take their gameplay out of the same old stagnant loop. This mod is going to introduce so many brand new possibilities that I literally can't even wrap my head around. I wasn't even going to review this mod because it seemed so freaking complicated. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even sure if it was something I was going to keep in game. But now that it's here, I can't imagine my life without it. Again, if you guys didn't sit through my little audiobook, basically the first 9 minutes of me describing this mod, at least go and check out all the information on it so that some of the pieces that might be missing to this puzzle make a lot more sense. This mod is incredible. You guys got to check it out. It's available right now. It's not even a Patreon exclusive. So if you're looking to juice up your game for the weekend, this is the mod that is going to do it. I also wanted to really quick try out just one more activity. I don't even think I can though, to be honest with you guys, because like I don't feel like we've played in this save long enough for anything to generate. But I am going to have Marissa, who's like, oh, fishing, let me try that activity out, because again, like her aspiration requires her to try out 6 different activities, saw fishing and was like, hey, you know what? I want to go and try this. I'm going to give this a go. So we're going to see if she ends up liking it or not. It won't be every single time that your sim is going to have a preference, but she instantly discovered that it wasn't for her. It wasn't for her. It was for the birds. She hates fishing. She's done with it. She barely even tried, but she's over it. Sims can also have a preference when it comes to collecting, which I actually thought was really cool to have a sim that like is a collector. And then paired with my custom, well, not my custom, but paired with I think it's Kiara Sims' custom traits, you can have your sim that's into geology. So, you know, just something to throw out there. There's so many mods nowadays, you guys, to make your sims literally like 20 million times better. I swear. So I should probably leave some suggestions here in the description for you, because I've got some videos that you should be definitely checking out if you're looking to broaden your horizons when it comes to your sims and their personalities and stuff. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. I hope that you all enjoyed, and if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Hold on a second, I forgot to try one more thing. just pause. Remember, our girl here, she's a little unfunny. What happens if, you know, Richard comes over here and tries to goof around with her a little bit? I just want to see what happens, because literally her being unfunny is in their backstory. It's in their description. But the thing is I would say Richard, on the other hand, is quite funny. So I'm just wondering how she's gonna feel about it. Hold on one second, and then I promise you guys, I will let you go. I think Pearl's like stuck. I don't know how he just threw his back out and she's over here like picking her nose in the kitchen sink. But let's go try it again. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have her go and try to crack a joke. That's what's gonna happen. So she's gonna go over here and do an impression. Her impressions are literally no good, but we're gonna go and see what happens anyway. Just to see if maybe her unfunny trait has a little bit of kickback. I'm not seeing anything here other than the fact that she's acquired the funny skill. Look at how many freaking traits she has. Over here she has discovered some icky plumbing, but to be honest with you guys, nothing really ended up actually happening, which was kind of weird. We did get a bunch of different moodlets from other mods, but honestly, that's about it. So anyways, you guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap up this video officially. I hope that you all enjoyed. And if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, where the sun doesn't shine. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.